Hey everybody, Adrian here again with Save the Day Seasonings Kitchen Rescue. Today we're going to do a super quick, easy Alfredo. And so today as I was going through the kitchen, I was looking for what's for dinner and I'm like, we don't have any Parmesan cheese. But Alfredo sounds really good because we have some of these nice leftover noodles. And so I was like, well, you know what, I don't have Parmesan cheese, but what do I have? Well, I have some mozzarella cheese and I have a little bit of cream cheese as well. And so you can actually make a really good Alfredo without Parmesan cheese. But if you have Parmesan cheese, we'll have that in the recipe, of course, because that's the best Alfredo. But if you don't, this is a really good substitute that you can do. So we have in our little pan here, we have on medium heat 2 ounces or 1/4 of your typical package of cream cheese, and then half a stick of butter there. And I'm just going to combine these here, and we're going to mix those until they are smooth, and we're going to add a little bit of our Alvy's Incredible seasoning blend. There's 1 teaspoon of that, and then as soon as that's done, we're going to add our noodles, and we can warm that up and add our seasonings, and then you have a really super simple Alfredo done right there. So I'm going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of our Alvy's Incredible, and now what I have here going in the other pan is we're going to do some shrimp, because what's better than shrimp Alfredo, right? But if you have chicken, you have beef, you have any kind of fowl or game or chicken, you can use that too. So we're going to go ahead, and I've just got some butter and a little bit of our Italian seasoning blend in here.
So about how much butter? Because people like me need to know measurements.
Yep, this is 2 tablespoons of butter.
Okay.
With a half a teaspoon of our Italian seasoning blend.
Save the Day Italian seasoning blend.
Yep. And so I'm going to cook those up, but then there's our noodles there. I'm going to actually add these noodles right here.
Pre-cooked.
And then I'm going to add, and I'm not sure, maybe I'll save a little bit on the side there. And I'm going to add about a half a cup of milk here as well. Sorry about that.
This is on medium heat?
It's on medium heat, and what you're going to see then is as it cooks and gets hot, and that milk that I just added, that cream cheese, will actually thicken that up and act as a little bit of a thickener. So you don't have to do like a white sauce to make an Alfredo. You can do it just with a little milk, or if you have heavy cream, you can use cream or half and half. However you like it. Some people like it really rich, and some people like it a little bit on the lighter side. This will be somewhere in the middle right here. But that cream cheese in there will help that to thicken up somewhat, and then when we add the cheese on top of it, that's going to just really make it have a nice little sauce, and it'll be just a nice Alfredo. And then we'll add the shrimp to it. Now shrimp you don't want to cook it super long, so you can see how it's turning from gray, original color, to the opaque pink look right here. And with shrimp, it's really important that you don't undercook it, but it's also very important that you don't overcook it as well. So a lot of people are like, well, how long and what's the happy medium? And the happy medium is when it's completely opaque all the way through and completely cooked too, but not to where it's going to be tough and gummy or chewy. And that's what happens when shrimp. It's somewhat forgiving for about 30 seconds after it's done. But then after that, about 30 seconds, then it becomes less forgiving. So here we go, I'm just warming this up here. And our sauce is turning smoother already. We can see that because it was, you can see it was lumpy with the cream cheese. And when this is done, we're going to add that to the noodle pot there.
Does shrimp keep cooking after it's off the heat typically, or?
Well, it depends on what you're cooking it in. Now, if I just took that off the heat, it's going to continue cooking. It's got a nice conducive metal pan, but not for very long. You can hear the sizzling is already stopping. And so it's just fine if you just leave it in that pan after it's done.
Okay.
It won't overcook as long as it's taken off the heat. If you turn off the heat, it's going to be a little bit longer before it actually stops that sizzle, because you still have all the heat that's on that metal grate in between right there. But we weren't quite done, so I'm going to put that back on. It's very close to being done. So here's our nice little, we have a nice little sauce going right there. And that shrimp, I see a couple pieces that are a little bit more opaque. So just to make sure that those ones are done, I'm going to keep it in there a little bit longer and err on the side of keeping it in a little bit longer than not long enough, because with shrimp, it's just really important that you heat it all the way through because of the bacteria. So you want to kill all that, anything that would be in raw shrimp. Oh. All right, so I'm going to add some of these shrimp just into there. And this is about a half cup of cheese. I'll put about maybe a quarter cup of mozzarella cheese in there. And then you can actually kill the heat right there at that point, because what's in there is going to melt that mozzarella cheese. And you can just see how kind of nice it looks. It's cheesy, it's yummy looking. And I'm going to pour this right into my bowl that's ready to go. And you just have a really nice looking shrimp Alfredo that you can also use.
Good.
Chicken, use any, light meats are probably better for your Alfredo. Any seafood is good. Salmon's really good. But do whatever you want. And of course, if you have Parmesan cheese, you just substitute that for the cream cheese in there and you're good to go.
Would you show just real quick what seasoning it was, the jar?
Oh yeah, that was our Always Incredible, our all-purpose seasoning, which is our #1 seller.
And how do they get it?
And so you can order it online, SaveTheDaySeasonings.com. And you can get it through our kitchen consultants as well as where we really want to drive you. And Jen has...
Yeah, if you look on our site, our most recent post, we have a list of all of the different links for each of those consultants, wherever they might live.
Yeah, awesome. So find one near you. If not, you can still order as a guest online if you're just finding us or stumbling upon us. We also have a number of other seasonings. We have 18 blends, and the Always Incredible is not the only one you can use on that.
Yes,
so
Cajun would be good.
Cajun, the strong arm, the lemon pepper's good. The real dill would be good with that seafood one. So we have a special going right now, guys. If you order 4 jars, that we announced yesterday at our, we had a little home party that we were doing here, home show. If you do 4 jars like this, it's $30 online, and you get 3 free of the smaller jars, the mini travel jars.
Awesome deal.
I didn't grab real quick, but you get 3 mini jars, and you get to pick those in. So write in the special instructions when you order which jars you want on those mini jars, all right? And we'll send those right out.
All right, have a great night, everyone. Happy cooking.